Hello, I hope this video finds you all doing well and staying sane. We are going to continue with lesson 6.4, lesson 4 notes. And before we do that, there is a warm-up on the screen, also in your packet. It is solving the system using elimination. So I want you to go ahead and hit pause and do that problem. And then when you are ready, start the video back up so you can check your answers. Okay, I have the work up here, so those of you who really want to work through it, if you did not get -2, -4, hit pause, check your work. That should be your answer there. Go back and check it. Most common mistakes have to do with signs, so really be careful with those negative signs there. We are actually going to move on and talk about elimination a little bit more. Sometimes you cannot cancel right away, but we're going to try to make it so that we can. Okay, so an example here is I have 10x plus 2y equals 24 and -5x plus y equals -18. When you notice that your x's and y's are lined up, you will also see that 10 and 5, -5 aren't going to cancel and 2 and 1 aren't going to cancel, so we need to decide how to make them cancel. So when I look at this, there is a faster way to do it where you don't have to think about it as much, but I'm not going to show that to you yet unless you're really struggling. But if I have 10 and I have 5, think about this. What can I multiply 5 by to get 10? I can multiply by 2. So I'm going to rewrite that first equation because it's not changing. And then multiply everything in the second equation by 2. So I get -10x plus 2y equals -36. And I'm going to go ahead and add my two equations together. So I get 4y equals -12. And divide by 4 on both sides to get y equals -3. Okay, so the only thing that has changed is that first step of multiplying. Now I'm going to go back and plug this in because I do need to make sure I have an x as well. So I'm going to do 10x plus 2 times -3 equals 24. So when I multiply, 2 times -3 is -6. I'm going to add 6 to both sides to get 10x equals 30. And I'm going to divide by 10 on both sides. So I get x equals 3. So my answer here should be 3, -3. Remember that you can check that though by plugging it into the second equation. So -5 times 3, which is my x, plus -3, which is my y, equals -18. So I get -15 plus -3 equals -18, which is true, so that makes me happy. Let's look at another one. Actually, two more. So for this one, 14x plus 10y equals 2, and 7x minus 2y equals 29. Nothing is going to cancel here, but I notice that if I multiply 7 times 2, I end up getting 14. So if I do that, I get 14x minus 4y equals 58. Now, the problem is, and this is where I see a common mistake, is right now I have 14s, but those don't cancel because one is positive. Actually, both of them are positive, and I need one positive, one negative. So there are two possible ways you can handle that. You can start by multiplying by -2 to begin with, which I don't actually like doing. I multiply by a positive, and then I change all my signs, which is what we did in the last lesson. Okay, so change to a negative, +4, -58. So 10 plus 4 is 14. 2 and -56 is 2 and -58 is -56, and then divide by 14. So -56 divided by 14 is -4. I'm going to go back and plug that into that first equation. So I get 14x plus 10 times -4 equals 2. I'm going to add 42 to both sides. Add 40 to both sides to get 42. Doing some quick math in my head there. And then divide by 14 to find that x equals 3. So my solution here should be 3, -4. Make sure your x is first. I am going to go ahead and check that to make sure I'm okay. So we're just going to check right here. So I have 7 times 3 minus 2 times negative 4. That should equal 29. So 21 plus 8 equals 29, and we're good there. Okay, so we're good. The next one is a little different because when I look at that, I notice that I cannot just multiply one equation there. So like I can't do 2 times 3 to get 4 or 4 times 2 to get 3. So I need to think about what I need to multiply by. I'm actually going to switch it up on you. Notice my y's don't cancel either, but I can actually switch. If I multiply the top equation by 5 and the bottom equation by 3, I get 15s for both of those. Okay. You could do the same thing with 4 and 3. So multiply the top by 4, the bottom by 3. It'll work out either way. But I get 15x plus 15y equals negative 105. I get 12x minus 15y equals 24. Now notice my y's both have 15s and one's positive, one's negative. So I can go ahead and cancel those and then add the rest together to get 27x equals negative 81. Divide by 27 on both sides to get x equals negative 3. And then we're going to plug that back into one of the originals. Okay, I will note that you do not have to do the same thing I did and you could still get the same answer. If you switch it and multiply the top by 4 and the bottom by 3, you're going to solve for y first. Go ahead and do it. Try it. Make sure it works out. Okay. Plug negative 3 in for x. So I get negative 9 plus 3y equals negative 21. We're going to add 9 to both sides to get 3y equals negative 12. And then divide by 3 to get y equals negative 4. So my solution should be negative 3, negative 4. Just a coincidence that those ended up being very similar. It will not always happen that way. We don't always get 3 and 4. I'm going to go ahead and check. So 4 times negative 3 minus 5 times negative 4 should equal 8. So I get negative 12 plus 20, which is, in fact, 8. Okay. I'm going to have you go ahead and try these next two on your own. And then when you are ready, go ahead and hit play again and check your answers. I will actually show all the work so that you can see that as well. Okay, here we go with these. The work is shown. Hopefully you were able to figure some of this out on your own. For the first one, I have 14x plus 7y equals negative 2 and negative 2x minus y equals 1. If I multiply that second equation by 7, I get 14x and negative 14x, so those will cancel out. So I went ahead and did that. I got negative 14x minus 7y equals 7 for the bottom equation. The top one stayed the same. And then my x's and y's both canceled. So remember from the last lesson, when that happens, if I have no variables left and I get something that's not true, my answer is no solution. Number 5 is a little different because we needed to multiply both equations. The faster way to do this, if you're struggling with figuring it out, is to take your coefficients in front of your x's. So I have 4x and 9x, and switch those. So the top coefficient is 4. I'm going to multiply the bottom equation by that. The coefficient in the bottom equation is 9, so I'm going to multiply the top equation by that. What that does is it guarantees me that my x's are going to cancel as long as I have opposites. So I did that, and I got 36x plus 72y equals negative 252. And 36x plus 40y equals negative 60. The problem is my x's don't cancel yet. So I need to change my signs in one of the equations. So in the second equation, you'll see in red that I made that 36 negative, I made the 40 negative, and I made the 60 positive. If you add the two equations together and solve, you get negative 6. Plug that negative 6 back in, solve for x, you get 5. So your answer is 5, negative 6. Hit pause if you need to look those over. Last problem. This is our 3.0 here. Shana and Jasmine are selling cheesecake for a school fundraiser. Customers can buy pecan cheesecakes, or pecan if you say it that way, and apple cheesecakes. Shana sold 3 pecan cheesecakes and 5 apple cheesecakes for a total of $109. Pretty easy to write an equation right there, right? 3 pecan, 5 apple, 109. Jasmine sold 4 pecan cheesecakes and 8 apple cheesecakes for a total of 168. We need to figure out how much each of those costs. This is very similar to the last problem where nothing cancels right now. So if I take my coefficients here for my p's and switch them, so I take the 4, multiply on top, take the 3, multiply on bottom, I get 12p plus 20a equals 109 times 4, which is 436. And then I'm going to do 3 times 4, which is 12p, 3 times 8 is 24a, and 3 times 168 is 504. Okay, nothing cancels right now because those are both positives, so we need to change all our signs. Doesn't matter which equation you do the top one or the bottom one, just be careful. So those cancel. Negative 20 and 24 gives me 4. Negative 436 and 504 gives me 68. And then divide by 4. So I get A equals 17. If I plug that back in, I get 3p plus 5 times 17 equals 109. Not equal sign, plus sign there. 5 times 17 is 85. And then solve. Subtract 85 from both sides. We get 3p equals 24. Divide by 3, we get p equals 8. So what we just found there is pecans, cheesecakes, are $8 each, and apple cheesecakes are $17 each. Okay, go ahead and do the practice, take the quiz, let us know if you need help. Have a great day.